This micro-credential deals with aquaculture basics and consists of 5 targeted skills. This targeted skill deals with establishing an aquaculture business. When considering starting an aquaculture business, the first step to pave the way for a successful business in the industry is to determine the goal for the business by deciding on the type of aquatic life that will be farmed. Will the aquatic species be freshwater or saltwater? Will the type of aquaculture farm produce be finfish, shellfish, or aquatic plants? Next, choose the fish farming method. What type of system will be used to raise the crop? A classic fry farm uses a land-based system of flow-through tanks to raise fingerlings. Or a composite fish culture allows for multiple species to be raised in a pond together. These two options of systems could work together depending on desired production goals. Once it has been decided as to the type of fish and system that are to be used, a person needs to perform research and create a business plan. Some important topics to be researched are to determine the market resources in a given area. They include regulations, site of growth, financing, production, and sustainability of the system. This plan will help create the target market, calculate startup and operating costs, and gain insight into the desired business goals. While creating the business plan, it is important to research possible environmental impacts and regulations that might need to be addressed during the setup of the operation. For example, perhaps a waste management system must be in place so pond discharge does not enter another waterway or property. Another example is ensuring that the fish will be kept safe and will not be able to escape into other waterways. If that occurred, it might cause the spread of disease or the introduction of a non-native species to the natural environment. That could result in a fine or a citation. The next step is to decide on the location of the operation and how much, if any, land will be needed to start up the operation. For example, if a person were to create an aquaculture pond, they would need to ensure that there is good inflow and outflow into an irrigation system or ditch. Be sure to allow enough space between each pond for equipment, trucks, and feeding. Ensure that the soil in the area is optimal for a pond habitat, or it might be necessary to look at a different type of system. At this point in the planning process, it is time to design the aquaculture system and to acquire all of the appropriate equipment needed. Once the system is in place, it is time to start culturing. Part of the planning process is to determine if the aquatic species will be cultured through their whole life cycle, or will they begin as juveniles or fingerlings to begin to grow to market size. It is vital to become educated and trained in the necessary and relevant topics that pertain to the species, systems, laws, and regulations of aquaculture and the site. Through these steps, a person should be able to educate themselves, create, and sustain a successful aquaculture operation.